Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
There's nothing to lose.
Coming up on your primetime news, some of these sex abuse cases against the church could be handled outside of court. Plus, a DPW bus driver charged with drug possession following a raid at the compound appears in court. And it's now law. Casino operations at the Liberation Carnival are no more. All right, everybody, Hafa and good evening. I'm Jason Salas alongside Sabrina Salas-Matanani. You are watching KUAM News live on TV8, Facebook Live, and behind the scenes on Instagram Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, a prayer answered of sorts for the victims. You could call it some kind of divine intervention, as the courts are now anticipated to step back, Bree, from the cases of clergy sex abuse.
Jason, this will now allow for a third party to settle the claims. Crystal Paco joins us with the latest coming out of the district court today. Chris.
Bree and Jace, it's a surprising turn of events. In court on Thursday, attorney David Lujan announced he's working on out-of-court settlement for the over 60 cases of clergy sex abuse he's filed at the District Court of Guam.
Hope and Healing Guam Executive Director Attorney Michael Caspino alluded to it on Wednesday.
We are working with the plaintiff's attorneys now.
On Thursday, attorney David Lujan confirmed it, advancing the District Court of Guam of his intent to file a motion to stay in all his cases in light of ongoing talks with Hope and Healing Guam. Lujan represents over 60 of the 77 cases filed to date.
There's nothing to lose.
Hope and Healing Guam was established earlier this year as a result of the dozens of lawsuits lodged against the Archdiocese of Agana. The nonprofit provides free counseling for victims who call their hotline number. They also review and handle settlements with funds provided by the church.
And I think there's near universal agreement that this is the better way to go than to slug it out in court.
Lujan told the press today it would be foolish for defendants not to buy into the out-of-court settlement. Attorney William Fitzgerald represents retired Bishop Tomas Camacho. He confirmed during Thursday's hearing they wish to settle via Hope and Healing. Attorney Patrick Seville represents the Boy Scouts of America and the Boy Scouts of America Aloha Council Chamorro District. As of Thursday, he wasn't sure of his client's stance. KUAM reached out to attorney Jackie Terlahi, who represents Archbishop Anthony Aperon. She reserves comment until she's communicated with attorney Lujan. We should note settlement is not necessarily an admission of guilt. Nonetheless, Hope and Healing Guam could provide closure for victims sooner, as early as September.
They're very optimistic, and they're, which is one of the things that's attractive, is the hope from them is that to settle everything by September 1st, which is, less than 3 months from today's date. So, and that's my point, that there's nothing to lose.
Attorney Lujan will file his motion to stay early next week. In anticipation of this filing, Magistrate Judge Joaquin Manabusin congratulated parties on the alternative dispute resolution. As for the Archdiocese of Agana, their attorney, John Terlahi, says, quote, "We agree with the statements made by Attorney Lujan. We wish the best for their success," end quote.
Majority of the cases filed in the federal court seek $5 million in damages. Should the cases be settled via Hope and Healing Guam, we won't know for how much. That information will be kept confidential. Attorney Lujan only saying that payouts will be based on the type of abuse, the frequency of the abuse, how far back the abuse, and the effect the abuse has had on the victim. Bree and Jace, back to you.
Thanks, Crystal. Again, if you are a victim of clergy sex abuse, the Hope and Healing hotline number is 1-888-649-5288.
And as we reported on social media earlier this afternoon, a large amount of the drug ice as well as stolen guns were found in a home in Talampago, and now a couple is under arrest. The Mandania Drug Task Force from GPD executed a search warrant at the home 3 weeks ago, according to GPD spokesperson Captain Kim Santos. 39-year-old Rocky Leonard Trinidad Flores is charged with theft by receiving, possession of a firearm without ID, and possession of a concealed firearm without ID. His girlfriend, 39-year-old Tamara Andrea Munya, has been charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance and possession of the drug with the intent to deliver. Authorities had investigated a home burglary when they executed that search warrant and made the drug bust. Police say this is a result of unceasing efforts on their task force to investigate cases involving the distribution and use of illegal drugs in our island community.
The public works worker arrested following a police drug sweep at the Upper Tumon compound Wednesday morning has been released from prison. Francis James Hemsing Dunca is charged with illegal possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, illegal possession of a Schedule II drug with intent to deliver, and official misconduct. He appeared in court today and was released on a $15,000 performance bond and placed under house arrest. DPW Director Glenn Leon Guerrero responding to the arrest.
We do view ourselves as a family community, and the environment's got to be safe. So this is definitely a drug-free environment, and we have people coming in for permits that want to build their dream homes and stuff, and they got to be also reassured that this is the right thing. This is an environment. Our government, the DPW compound is safe.
A preliminary hearing for Dunca has been set for June 16th.
Well, at least 2 staffers of the Department of Education have tested positive for drug use. The pair had been testing followed drug sweeps at 2 public schools. The sweeps have been conducted at Inarahan Middle School and Chief Brody Elementary School by Guam Customs and Quarantine drug detector dog units over the past 3 weeks. Deputy Superintendent Chris Anderson confirms at least 5 staffers were tested. The department's drug-free work policy means the 2 employees could be fired. Yet DOE must now determine what disciplinary action to take. Anderson did not specify the types of drugs, only that they were Schedule I as well as Schedule II substances.
A man is under arrest after he allegedly harassed a woman multiple times. 49-year-old John Michael Kanata is charged with simple stalking and harassment. Police say the incident started a week ago when a woman said her neighbor tried to get her to have sex with him, but she refused. Investigators say the suspect would then masturbate within view of the victim. This happened several times in the days that followed. Police say the woman became scared after he made sexual remarks and left letters detailing, quote, imagined scenarios of the 2 of them together. GPD's domestic assault response team agents investigated and made the arrest.
An equally disturbing story now as a couple is under arrest accused of barging into a home uninvited and then beating a woman that they know. The incident happened last November as court documents state that 30-year-old Sean Johnson and 31-year-old Jenna Crisostomo have been charged with home invasion, burglary, family violence, and assault. Once inside the house, they allegedly struck the victim, grabbed her hair, and kneed her in the face before leaving the house. Both remain in custody.
Bets were placed, but casino gambling is out. Bill 50 which would place the immediate ban on casino gambling at the Liberation Carnival lapsed into law yesterday. The bill was introduced by freshman Senator Talina Nelson, who's calling the newly enacted legislation a milestone.
For us as a body to understand the destruction it does to our families, the society that it hurts. This says something good about our legislature now.
Lanetlasin Casino President Jose Cruz says they are thankful for the unanimous vote made by the legislature and will continue to push for the stop of all gambling on Guam. Meanwhile, the fate of the recently erected building remains unknown. Governor Calvo also responded that although he's personally never been a fan of gambling, he says the legislature has taken away the funding the mayors need on the eve of the festivities without providing alternate resources to fund the Liberation festivities.
All right, if you're watching us on TV8, we are going to take a quick commercial break. But if you're with us on Instagram Live, we're going to have a conversation with you, and we will see you with more news right after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Celebrate more data on the ITE Family Share Plan. Get the amazing Samsung Galaxy S8 and an S7 for just $198 when you bundle your mobile plans on a share plan.
Drive and discover at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus in Piti. With Guam's best warranty, there's no better time to drive a Hyundai Accent starting at $11,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. It's not just newer, it's better. SUV lovers, check out the Hyundai Tucson, J.D. Power's top-ranked small SUV starting at $19,995 or save $4,500 and see the advantages that put the Hyundai Santa Fe at the head of its class. Get to Cars Plus today to drive and discover the quality and value that is Hyundai. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidza Smaasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Hafaday and welcome back. Guam ended the last fiscal year with a $13.4 million surplus, according to the official financial audit released Thursday by the public auditor. That compares to a $59.5 million deficit the previous fiscal year. The OPA says the surplus was mostly due to a $12.1 million boost from bond activities. Also, revenues outpaced expenditures by $1.2 million. Overall, general fund revenues rose by $38 million year on year to $685.7 million. The audit also highlights the impact of the Earned Income Tax Credit on Guam's tax liability. The EITC payout has grown from $6.2 million in 2000 to nearly $59 million, or 45% of total tax refunds in 2015. Because of the escalating amounts, OPA has urged Revenue Tax to keep a close eye on the eligibility of filers.
While Guam is supposed to be in the midst of a huge military buildup, major Defense Department projects have come to a virtual standstill. But Labor Agency Chief Economist Gary Hiles predicts it's just a matter of time before the construction ramps up once again. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Speaking before the Rotary Club, Hiles pointed out the significant lull in DoD construction over the past 18 months.
There were a record low level for 2016, and so far for 2017, there's been no contracts issued that are large, over $5 or $8 million.
He attributes the stoppage to a bid protest of the military's multiple award construction contract. And while that's now been resolved, planned projects remain on hold pending a rebid. Hiles says construction in general has tapered off because of the drastic drop in foreign workers. About 1,000 were sent packing after their visas were not renewed. But Hiles remains optimistic the visa crisis will be resolved.
I think we've probably gone down as much as we're likely to in construction due to the repatriation of H-2 workers and over the last year. And it's likely to gradually go up from there because there's plenty of work to do.
Generally speaking, Hiles says the Guam economy continues to grow at a modest clip. For the government, tax revenues are up for the first 6 months of the year, employee withholding, gross receipts, and the top private revenue source, tourism.
The hotel occupancy tax has gone up significantly over the last number of years.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
While Guam is working to pay millions owed to local insurance companies, the Guam Memorial Hospital is adamant about receiving payments from at least one local insurance provider that owes millions themselves. Government officials say the lack of payment is a burden to hospital operations. Valerie Maige has the story.
The Guam Memorial Hospital is demanding Take Care Insurance pay up over $9 million in insurance claims. Today, GMH Chief Financial Officer Benita Manglotnya said that the company failed to meet the payer agreement that the hospital has with all 4 of the island's insurance companies. Take Care, Select Care, Net Care, and Staywell all signed the agreements, a promise that they would pay up.
They have to pay the claims within 45 days, and if they don't contact us after the 30 days, so whatever claim that they've received already is it cannot be contested anymore, so the full payment has to be made.
At present, Net Care Insurance owes $1.4 million, Staywell Insurance owes $2 million, and Select Care Insurance owes $3 million. Manglotnya explained that for the most part, majority of local insurance providers are timely with their payments, and that if a provider starts to fall behind on payments, they work collaboratively to see what issues they have. But according to Manglotnya, this is not the first time Take Care has failed to make payments on time. KUAM files show that in 2011, GMH issued Take Care a notice of termination. The notice stated that GMH would service Take Care members as self-pay patients only. This could happen again if Take Care does not take immediate action.
We've seen the trend of what the billing to collection ratio is, and we've seen that pattern repeating itself. So we started talking to them 2 years ago, and then we brought it up again, and we continue to bring it up, and then just on May 23rd we send that particular provider a demand letter.
Manglotnya says Take Care wanted to make payments over a period of 2 years and then again for a period of 1 year.
Manglotnya says Take Care's agreements to make payments over time are unacceptable.
We rely on these payments to continue the operation of the hospital, and it impacts us if we don't get it timely.
A second letter of demand will be issued to Take Care again. Meanwhile, as KUAM reported earlier this week, Take Care Insurance has issued DOA a notice to pay if GovGuam wants to avoid termination of coverage for retirees. The governor's spokesperson says they are working to make good on payments. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
We reached out to Take Care for a response, but they have not yet responded to our question as of news time.
In other island news headlines, DOE plans to bring in an expert to investigate possible asbestos issues at George Washington High School. Isabaza has more from Mangilau from a school tour on Thursday morning.
It's now the #1 concern at the home of the geckos.
We didn't see any exposed asbestos. We just saw some deterioration in the sealant.
George Washington High School is one of the island's oldest campuses and was built in the late 1960s. Asbestos tiling was a concern raised several decades ago and was covered over with sealant in the early 1990s. However, 30 years later, and today's tour revealed several rooms with cracks in the sealant that's supposed to be covering the asbestos tiling. Superintendent John Fernandez took a first-hand look at some of the cracks that have been covered over with cement or even duct tape.
So we're paying close attention to that issue. Of course, anytime asbestos is mentioned, people are going to be very concerned. For us, as long as the asbestos is not sort of broken up and able to get into the air, that would be our biggest concern. Right now, I think our next course of action is to bring an industrial hygienist in. We believe that we can seal over those areas, and that would be an effective measure.
While there is no definitive timeline for the industrial hygienist to assess the campus, Fernandez said DOE is working to procure those services, adding there are other problems the school needs to address.
Other issues include piles of surveyed equipment and what appears to be illegal dumped tires behind the school that need to be removed, as well as musty smells in classrooms that have shut down at least one storage room and office space for school counselors.
We have an employee who has expressed, respiratory concerns, being in those rooms. So that's the issue we need to mitigate, but that would take a higher level of resources.
This is the 5th school tour Fernandez has undertaken in the past week, each showing a unique set of issues at the island's aging secondary schools.
At the end of the day, when we finish some of these visits, we're going to go back and say, how do we allocate, the resources that we do have? And what are we going to be able to tackle, what aren't we going to be able to tackle? And that will give us a blueprint for how we proceed.
The end goal, he said, is to ensure schools are safe and ready to open this August. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isabaza.
After senators approved an override of Governor Eddie Calvo's veto of Bill 58 Wednesday, Superintendent John Fernandez says his legal team is reviewing impacts to the $1 million procurement. The solicitation will have to start over. Meanwhile, he also expressed frustration over the legislature's failure to act on two other bills that would fund immediate repairs to the Jigo School. Both Bills 87 and 94 were referred back to committee.
So once the legislature, I think, comes to an agreement on what they really want to do, I hope they will let us know. I think our issue is we have to address Simon Sanchez for the summer, get them open, next school year. We just need to know, are we going to get the resources from the legislature or not? They need to say yes or no, and if it's no, just let us go on our way. I don't think delaying it, helps us. Just come to a decision and let us know how we can proceed.
Even if classroom repairs start soon, he said they likely won't be completed until September.
Members of the Mayor's Council in other news spoke up about their trips to the Philippines being scrutinized. On Tuesday, you may recall that Senator Mike San-Nicolas grilled the council on the trip during their budget hearing request. Council Executive Director Angel Sablan explained that it was a cultural exchange of ideas between sister cities.
I think if everybody sees the bigger picture, we don't just go there on our own. We get invited because you have sister city relationships that have been forged even before some of you became mayors. And the fact that this was a new year, some of you went there to renew those sister city relationships.
Vice Mayor Bautista. Sablan said not only do the Guam mayors make these trips, but they welcome mayors from the Philippines to the island as well.
Chris has the day in sports, but first here's weather.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done.
My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion.
Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow.
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow.
Cool.
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
People are talking about the new Buick. With 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick. That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get a $3,000 purchase allowance on select 2017 Buick Encore vehicles in stock. Visit AutoSpot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, Guam. Chris Barnett with sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J on this Thursday. Woohoo! Hey, you know, with drugs filling so much of our newscasts, it's great to see some youth taking the pledge to be drug-free. Here's more. Youth basketball players stepping onto the court this weekend in the 2017 GYBA Drug-Free Youth Basketball League. Big shout-out to Dedido Municipal Planning Council, GIGO, and Barragata Mayor's offices, DPR, DYA, McDonald's, and KFC for helping sponsor the league. The GYBA has been around for the last 13 years with the Mavericks, Crusaders, Yellow Jackets, and Islanders putting in more teams per age group than other basketball clubs entering the league. Games will be played at the Gigo, Untalan, and Sports Complex gyms. Top 4 teams in each division advance to a single elimination playoff format. U10 co-ed champions, the Mavericks, finished last year's season undefeated, and they're looking to repeat this year. U12 co-ed champs, Yellow Jackets, Blue, also finished unbeaten and looking to go back-to-back this season as well. This year's Shea Su Ying Scholar Athlete finalists will gather at the Al Dente Hyatt Sunday for a chance to be named the Shea Su Ying Scholar Athlete of the Year. Among this year's class, they gathered over 100 AP, IB, and honors classes. They boast a class average grade point average of 3.98 with multiple All-Island MVPs and champions, dozens of All-Island first and second team members, and together volunteered for thousands of hours of community service. This year's Shea Su Ying Scholar Athletes finalists are the cream of the crops of our local high school scholar athletes. Now in its 17th straight year, the male and female winners will each receive $2,000 and a Mac Air laptop. Every finalist will receive an Apple iPad Mini 4. Congrats to the parents, families, friends, and the respective schools. 2017 Summer Jam basketball tourney tips off June 16th through August 13th at the Tamuning Gym. Teams in the 8 and under and 18 under divisions will take to the court along with teams in the co-ed and men's varsity divisions. The tournament presented by Aloha Made and Bank of Guam. Teams will compete in a round-robin format followed by single elimination playoff. GPD's Mandania Classic Golf Tournament going down Saturday at the Guam International Country Club. Showtime 11 a.m. with a shotgun start scheduled for 12 noon. Format for the tournament is two-man best ball, $125 per player, $240 a deal for a two-person team before June 10th. A bunch of prizes, raffles, cocktails, soft drinks, food, water, and as always, a great clubhouse banquet after the tournament. Banquet fee for non-players, $20. Two Guam boys throwing down in the UFC at UFC Fight Night 111, June 17th in Singapore. UFC veteran John Tuck, joined by PXC standout Frank the Crank Camacho on the card. Tuck, 9-4 MMA, 3-3 in the UFC, will face fight legend Takanori the Fireball Kid Gomi, 35-13 in MMA, just 4-7 in the UFC. At 155 pounds during the prelim bouts, Camacho, 20-4 in mixed martial arts, makes his UFC debut to face China's Li Jianglang, 12-4 MMA, 4-2 in the UFC. Camacho, a last-minute replacement as Jianglang's previous opponent was injured in training. Camacho was a member of the Ultimate Fighter 16 but was cut during elimination rounds. The Crank's opponent is on a 2-fight winning streak, while Camacho has won 9 of his last 11 bouts. All right, go Team Guam. Hey, remember, tomorrow's Friday, business. You keep on shining, Guam. My name's Chris. Adios.
Bring your flags and wear your national colors to the 8th Annual Nissan 7.5K Flag Run, Saturday, June 10. Families can also enjoy a 2K Fun Run. Proceeds to benefit Big Brothers and Sisters of Guam, Catholic Social Services, and Guam Girl Scouts. Awards to the top 3 winners in each division and raffle prizes. First 700 finishers get a free dry fit tee. $10 per person. Register at Nissan Guam, Hornet Sports, Guam Girl Scouts, or Goodies Sporting Goods. Visit our Facebook page for more info.
Half a day. We've just increased your data for free, so you can enjoy more apps, like this Diddy app. You plus more data. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Introducing McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the sweet barbecue bacon sandwich, tangy barbecue sauce made with sweet onions, thick cut apple with smoked bacon, and topped with crispy golden onions, on chicken or seared beef. Introducing McDonald's McDonald's new signature crafted recipes, like the maple bacon Dijon burger, applewood smoked bacon with sweet maple seasoning, grilled onions, and a creamy Dijon sauce with a hint of honey on chicken or seared beef.
The hot summer savings event is going on now at Triple J. With only 1.9% financing on all new vehicles, now is the time to buy. Plus, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase. Get unbelievable deals on all remaining 2016s and all new 2017 models. That's right, 1.9% financing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Lincolns, Volvos, Mazdas, and Kias. Plus a free $500 Kmart gift certificate. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Triple J says yes. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
All right, everybody. Happy birthday to the newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, led off tonight by Christine Mesa. And that's not the only Mesa who has a birthday today.
That's right. Happy birthday to Chris Mesa.
That is cool. Chris and Christine, happy birthday to you both. As well as Bryden Tobez, who has birthday number 8. Wishing you many more years to come. Love, Auntie Shelley and Uncle Richard. Happy birthday to Bernadita San Nicolas.
From the Cepeda family.
Also, happy birthday wishes. This is 10th birthday to Janelle Marie Salas Napati. This comes from your daddy and the Salas family. Probably our relatives.
Probably.
Happy birthday, Prima.
Happy birthday to Jeannie Uggan Martinez from husband Frank and your 3 boys, Frankie, Kobe, and Jacob, and the rest of the family.
It is a wonderful day, we hope, for Nikki Pangilinan, who celebrated her birthday today.
Happy birthday to Kaya Rose Jessup.
Also, birthday number 2 to Marco Ellis Pablo. Many blessings and love from your family.
Happy birthday to Ronnie Pangilinan, to my honey, and many more to come. We love you.
Very nice. Now remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Send us whatever shout out you want. And we have been talking to our friends on Instagram tonight. They've been sending us emoji of what they've been putting together, these amazing meals in emoji. Yeah. Jump on Instagram Live tomorrow night. It is going to be awesome. But stay tuned. Do not move a muscle, a fiber, anything in your body, because Joan is coming up next with In the Mix. Awesome show coming up next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.